The IMF says a bright light lies ahead for sub-Saharan Africa economies after 4 years of weathering the storm. The International Monetary Fund, however, says with governments facing a financial squeeze amid high borrowing costs and future debt repayments, there's a risk to the region's economic outlook. Abebe Ambo-Selassie is the director of the IMF's Africa Department.
The good news is that there is some recovery taking place in the region. Growth was 3.4% in 2023, expecting to go up to about 3.8% this year, and a bit further to around 4% next year. Countries have had to live a lot more within their means. Institutions like mine, the World Bank, have of course stepped forward. Just to give you a small example, I think since 2020, the IMF has provided financing to the tune of $58 billion just to the sub-Saharan African countries. The World Bank has also been providing quite a bit of support as countries have not had access to markets in recent years.
Abebe says the emergence of natural resources like oil and gas in Niger and Senegal this year will spur a growth expansion of 10.4% and 8.3% respectively in these West African states.
The only thing that they have in common, as you said, is that both, it so happens, this year are going to have a new oil production coming on stream. And that will bump up GDP the output numbers. We are also looking to see how we can support the government in Niger, and we're hopeful that we can reach agreement on we have a program that we're supporting under the Resilience and Sustainability Trust to help them address the climatic shocks. So we're hopeful that we can move forward in supporting them also in the coming weeks.
The IMF also notes the demographic boom in sub-Saharan Africa, but regrets that despite direct global foreign investments giving access to stable finance and job creation, sub-Saharan Africa is attracting only a mere 3%.
As important is domestic investment. I think too often domestic investors and by far the predominant role they play in driving economic activity is ignored. And in fact, foreign direct investors often come to invest in countries where they see domestic investors reaping a lot of dividends. I mean, there's important signaling in domestic investment itself being conducive.
As the IMF and World Bank emphasizes that badly needed reforms will require time to mature and deliver results, it is calling for international support and solidarity for economies in sub-Saharan Africa. The IMF estimates that nearly $70 billion will be needed as gross external financing for low-income economies annually. Ignatius, Annor, VOA News, Washington.